Oil prices opened the session rising by 3%. A number of supporting factors, including a record cut implemented by the OPEC and its allies, contributed to the oil's growth. Despite optimistic sentiment, the bears are likely to regain ground, as most traders will prefer to take profit ahead of the weekend. Market participants are closely monitoring the balance between the global oil supply and demand. So far, there is nothing to worry about, since major oil producers continue keeping their production volumes low in order to stabilize crude prices. Investor sentiment slightly improved after the oil officials made their statements during the meeting of OPEC Plus Monitoring Committee on Thursday. It was reported that the grouping compliance with oil output cuts in May was 87%. The countries that failed to meet the target agreed to compensate for the oversupply and fulfill their obligations. For instance, Iraq and Kazakhstan promised to deepen their output cuts. Other countries have time until June 22nd to submit their plans on limiting production. Now investors anticipate to see 100% compliance with the agreement in the next few weeks. Markets hope that the reduced production and recovery in fuel demand will lower global oil supplies, thus boosting crude prices. In the day trade, Brent crude passed the mark of $42 per barrel, so Brent oil futures for August gained more than 3%. Likewise, the American crude was moving higher, with WTI oil prices jumping above $40 per barrel. Still, market participants are concerned about the global situation around the coronavirus. Recently, the US and China have reported a rise in the number of new cases. This means that the second wave of the COVID-19 may threaten the recovery of fuel demand. Therefore, the market is now struggling to hold a balance between reduced supply from OPEC Plus and fears over a drop in demand. Given the uncertainty surrounding the global pandemic, investors are likely to face unfavorable times in the near future. Meanwhile, the ruble was holding strongly in the positive territory ahead of the Russia's central bank meeting. The Russian currency was extending gains following positive dynamics in the oil market. Besides, a rise in the emerging market currencies also supported the ruble. In the mid-session, the dollar-ruble pair was trading at the level of 69.44, having lost nearly 0.6%. The market activity is expected to increase as soon as Russia's central bank governor Elvira Nabiullina announces the decision on interest rate at the press conference. However, the ruble has little chances of advancing further due to the new outbreak of COVID-19. It was most likely to trade sideways in the channel of 69.15 and 70.50. Only if Brent settles above $43 per barrel, the ruble may strengthen to 68.80 against the US dollar. The ruble is usually supported by such local factors as currency sales by the Bank of Russia and tax payment period. Later in the day, the bears may take the lead on the ruble in case the background worsens. If so, the US dollar will win back most of its losses. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching and see you back soon.